Welcome one and all to the JJJ podcast. We can't wait to get into tonight's chat because we have a very, very special guest here tonight. None other than the hardcore bitch, Cortni.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Oh look, it's going good for us, but we've got ourselves a tag team title match this week at Hunt You Down where we're going to whoop 3 pairs of asses in one night for the gold. Our path to the gold is pretty clear, but as for you, Cortni, it seems a little fuzzy. Put aside the fact that you spent the last couple of months venturing off onto hardcore matches, trying to climb the ranks of the women's division and even defeating the women's champion herself, Daria. But you made a blockbuster announcement this last Impetus where you revealed the personal relationship between Angel and all the members of Immunity. You exposed the secret of your best friend to the world and to your Immunity allies of Bobby Manuel, Jerry Kane and Charlie Finch. Now, we like to dive nose first into the hard-hitting questions here, Cortni, and, this episode's going to be no different. So, you know what? Talk to us about what's been going on with you in Immunity, your distance from them, and the problems you had or now are having with Angel.
Oh, geez, it's weird, because I agreed to come on here and talk about this stuff, but you'll have to bear with me because I've never really said it out loud.
That's fine, girl. We got time.
Look, I didn't come here to bitch about my best friend, but I guess I wanted to come here and talk about how much I feel I've changed over the past year or so. I came into Impetus as the upper soft chick who looked good but never backed it up. I'm aware of that. Right. Angel and I were inseparable, always joined at the hip, and we really didn't care who we upset. There was definitely this sense of, we're so hot and we're untouchable. And
I can definitely agree that a lot of people had that perception of you guys.
Exactly, and don't get me wrong, it's such a great mentality to have in wrestling. I've never felt inferior to anyone, and I know Angel hasn't either. But there came a time for me where I wanted to get better. I wanted to be seen more than the hot chick like Angel, more than the annoying brat who gets her way.
Okay, so are you trying to say that you sort of evolved while Angel has stayed the same?
Angel's happy with who she is, and I think I just got to a point where I just wanted more out of wrestling. Some girls are happy being side pieces, and I was too, but somewhere along the way I started actually liking wrestling more. I became more fascinated with it while Angel didn't, and I think over time that just started to irritate me, and probably her as well. We just became less in sync than before.
Well, in what way did you try, or did you get more into it? How did that come about?
Well, because Charlie's such a nerd about wrestling,
yeah,
he constantly showed us matches from decades ago, but of course it had to be about weakness and why this person or that person failed to do this or that because of their weakness. At the beginning of his rants, I was trying to learn from him, but I guess I just started to ignore the whole weakness stuff and just enjoy the matches, most of which were old ECW or hardcore matches. He views that stuff as weak, but I love that stuff.
Tell us about your relationship with Angel outside of wrestling. What did you guys talk about on the long drives, the travels to the hotels and stuff?
Honestly, it was mostly about her. The guys that were all over her at the nightclubs, the makeup she uses, and the clothes she buys.
Right.
And, I don't mind that. I'm not much of a talker anyway. We definitely had a lot of laughs and cracked loads of jokes. Okay. Had really good times, but looking back, there was a lot of talk about her and what she wants and what she likes.
What about the rest of Immunity? What about your relationship with Bobby, Jerry, and Charlie? How were they around you? Oh,
they were great, and they still are. Well, this week's been kind of weird, but they've always been older brothers, protective and stuff.
And what were conversations like around them? What did they talk about?
Oh, with Finch, it was always about weakness and shit. Am I allowed to curse?
Yeah, yes, you can.
Okay. To be honest, he mentioned Rochelle a lot and how he's better now that she's gone. But let's be honest, I'm not a therapist, but if you're still talking about your ex more than 6 months after you broke up, then you're clearly not over it.
That's a good point.
And I tried to tell him that or kind of explain it, but I didn't really get anywhere with it. Bobby and Jerry are like brothers, very similar interests and tastes. I always feel more comfortable around Bobby compared to Jerry, though.
Oh, really? How come?
I don't know. I think he's just closer to my age. But Jerry would talk about his girl count when we went out and partied and stuff.
Oh, wait, girl count? How many chicks he's gone with?
Yeah, and I don't know. I think that just gives me the ick. I've told him multiple times, and he respects it. But sometimes it's just natural for guys to be like that, to boost their ego, I guess.
Yeah, that's fair.
Bobby was a lot more chill, a lot more easy to talk to. It's weird. Now that I say all this stuff out loud, it's kind of ironic that these members of Immunity have all these flaws.
Yes, that's exactly what we're saying. I think it's a lot of people think that way about Immunity. They see that. They see their flaws, everybody's flaws. And for someone so stubborn like Finch, who doesn't want to hear stuff like that, you can totally understand why he gets booed.
Oh, look, Finch got hurt. He really did. And he's wanted to be strong ever since. I won't go into too much detail, but there is a lot of emotions in that man. Sometimes it's sad to see.
Okay, alright, we'll steer away from Finch, but let's go back onto Angel. how do we say it? How long has she been banging immunity?
Oh God, look, it's been an ongoing thing between all of them for a while. Like, one day I'd hear about how hot Bobby is, and then how nice Finch is, or how gentleman Jerry is. It turned into a rotation after a while, and I guess they just got really sick of it.
And that's why you revealed it all last week?
Well, yeah, I think I'm just over the whole Scar thing as well.
Okay.
Like, I made it real clear I didn't want to be a part of this ritual stuff. It's just not where I thought we would go.
Okay, so why do you think Finch is so fixated with Scar's perceived, weakness?
Oh, it's obvious he blames Scar for what happened with Rochelle 100%, and I think everyone can see but him.
Does he want to help Scar, or is it because he wants to help himself?
I think both.
Yeah.
I think he's convinced himself that he's helping Scar. And to be honest, he really might make Scar more scary and more dominant if he did reverse the ritual. But I ask this, do we really need Scar more chaotic? I think Finch wants Rochelle back to feel more like himself, to feel complete.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. All right. Well, where do we go from here? Are you done with immunity now that you, revealed everything?
Look, I'm never going to be done with them. They've provided me a platform for my career. They've given me great friendships and fun times. I still like all of them. I just think they're taking themselves a little too seriously.
Interesting. Well, do you not think that you're taking yourself a little too seriously with, wanting to advance into a lot more of a hardcore style, competing for titles and stuff?
Yes. But,
okay, fair enough.
But I'm just trying to enjoy wrestling as well.
Yeah.
Call it messed up, but I've really enjoyed hurting myself lately. It's, I enjoy the bruises, the scars, and the bleeding where I'm really messed up.
Yeah, well, no, but that's wrestling. That's what it is.
Yeah, seriously though, it's such a high going out there and battling like that. And again, I feel like it's something that might have driven Angel away. I don't think she liked seeing me change. I think she always thought I'd be her twin, her little servant, sidekick. But it's no, I've changed. People change, and you either continue with friendship, realizing this, or you simply just walk away. There doesn't have to be an issue all the time, and I think that's what girls do way more than guys.
Oh,
girls bitch and moan. They keep shitting in until they message each other with endless paragraphs typing how they feel, rather than having a freaking one-on-one conversation.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
We're cowards.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I mean, look, when me and Jimmy constantly have a go at each other, it's always banter. But when we have serious issues, we do talk face to face. We don't talk about it over Messenger or anything. So at the end of the day, though, guys aren't that much better.
Oh, no, you guys suck too.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, I feel like boys fight and men just walk away.
Yeah, that's
it. It's easier for males to just accept the change in their friends and just distance themselves from it, rather than having this big blowout. Angel hasn't spoken once about her issues with me.
Is that because she doesn't actually have an issue with you?
Oh, no, she has an issue with me.
Oh, okay.
She just doesn't say it to my face, and that's been the issue this whole time. She's been more concerned with getting with immunity rather than talking to me about, all this stuff. And again, I feel I've reached a breaking point last week.
Damn. Shots fired. Well, look, Hunt You Down is in a couple of days, and Bobby, Jerry, and Finch are heading into a battle together against Scar, Susan, and Silver, the family, the most destructive, chaotic beings in Impetus. Are you all actually concerned with how immunity are going to team due to the tea that you actually spilt last week?
Oh, of course. Immunity are going to get destroyed.
Okay.
But, they're a sneaky bunch. You can't count them out for 1 second. They'll get you just like that.
They're friggin' cheats, I'll tell you that much. Look, will it not be hard for them to focus, though? Only just realising that they've all been boning Angel at the same time?
Yes, it probably will, but I guess we'll just find out.
Yeah.
All the guys have their own wants and goals with Angel, and I think that will be revealed sooner or later. But for now, I think the goal of immunity is just to try and stick together as much as they can, beat the family, and then settle these issues.
Okay. Well, Cortni, listen, thank you so much for joining us and venting your opinions to us. From the Triple J crew, we want you to know that we always like you the most out of everyone in Immunity, because everyone else sucks, to be honest. We hope to see you kicking ass in more hardcore matches in the future, and hopefully, one day, becoming the women's champion.
Oh, that day's coming, don't you worry.
Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, the hardcore bitch, Cortni.